The Gang of Secrets. This ends up kind of being a bit of a companion piece to the past two episodes: Truth, Lies, and Secrets. And in doing so, it actually ends up being one of the most important episodes to date. And, well, let's just kind of jump into it and I'll bring you around to how I came to that conclusion. As after saving Paris yet again from another akumatized villain, Ladybug and Cat Noir should be sharing a moment of respite. But Ladybug is still vigilant for more attacks from Hawkmoth, despite the fact that the battle should be over for the most part. So Cat Noir decides, hey, why not see a movie? Scope things out there. But during the course of the movie, which is a romantic comedy, Ladybug has her own version of colored commentary, feeling that romantic comedies don't make sense in the real world. That's not how real things work. And honestly, some of her comments feels like judgments towards the show Miraculous Ladybug itself. It's actually very fascinating. And it gets to the point where Cat Noir has to escort her out. And kind of calls her out on the fact that it seems like she's venting her own personal internal struggles that she's been going through. And with Cat Noir having kind of experienced some of that himself, he tries to relate to her. But she plays it off, making it seem as though she couldn't have a care in the world before going off into another adventure. After, I guess, going on a bit of an aquatic adventure, she ends up heading back home where we see her melancholy on full display, looking over of pictures of Adrian and Luca and all that, with some of the Kwamis thinking, yeah, we probably should take some of this down, but Marinette says, no, it's fine, they don't make me sad or anything, I want them up and blah blah blah. It's obvious she's really trying her best to make it seem as though she's perfectly fine. But her friends, on the other hand, know that something is definitely wrong. Between her feelings towards Adrian and her relationship with Luca, it's obvious things have gone south. And Alia is kind of upset because she only learned about this because of the fact that Luca is Julia's brother, and, that's the only way that Alia was able to find out, through the grapevine. And honestly, something I gotta mention about Julica is the fact that apparently, she's been mumbling a lot more than usual, and apparently in the English version she's a lot more clear than she is in the French version. Apparently it's a joke in the French version that her mumbling is very illegible. You can't really hardly understand what she's saying, and that's the joke with her character. And Thomas Ostruck felt that the English version, making her more clear and understandable, kind of defeats the purpose of her character. So the English version has been making strides towards making her as incomprehensible as possible. So I was wondering about that with the last episode where she was just like, but it's just like, okay, now I get why this is a thing. And Alia is definitely not feeling the fact that Marinette is keeping so many secrets, especially from her own best friend. It's not right. So they try to figure out what the best way of getting Marinette to just open up to them really is, or should be. So they end up trying to give her a bit of a call, but Marinette just doesn't pick up. So they end up leaving her a voice message, trying to make it sound like they care about her, they want to talk to her, they're there for her, all the whole 9 yards. But she just doesn't respond to it. And the Kwami are kind of at a loss as well, questioning what they should do in order to just get Marinette to open up. Also, the fact that they need Tiki, because Tiki's the only one who would really be able to get through to Marinette. With Trix going over and saying, hey, Marinette, shouldn't she just, maybe give it a break? Tiki probably is a little hungry, with Marinette having completely forgotten about how tired the Kwami get, when they're in this transformed state for so long. And while Tiki says that it's okay, I'm probably feeling a lot better than you are, it's time we had a bit of a talk. Meanwhile, the girls continue to try to brainstorm ways of helping out Marinette, with Maylene coming up with the idea of creating a friendship bracelet, imbuing their own secrets in each bead in order to just show Marinette that they're there for her and that she can tell them anything. And I love Alex's response that shouldn't we just take her out for like a smoothie or something and talk things over? And the dumbstruck look that all of Marinette's friends just have at that is absolutely priceless. But Marinette lets Tiki know that she's just too upset over the fact that she constantly has to keep secrets left and right. And it's really just kind of dawned on her that she'll never really be able to have a normal life, especially a normal love life, with all the secrets that she has to keep left, right, and center. That ultimately she should probably just be Ladybug full time because her life as a person has been completely uprooted. So as she goes on a bit of a tirade while after transforming, in come all of her friends in order to visit, and then they spot the dollhouse that is placed over on the table. The dollhouse containing the miraculous box. So as Ladybug has a little bit of a vent session up on the roof and heads back down only to be greeted by Alia almost seeing her before she transforms back. Marinette spots everyone over by the dollhouse and quickly tries to get them away from it, with them demanding not to leave until Marinette at least tries to talk to them at least a little bit and open up. But Marinette demands that they leave, that they shouldn't be in her room without her permission, as she's just desperately trying to hide things. But Alia continues to try to just extend the hand of friendship with the bracelet and all that, to just let her know that they're there for her. But Marinette's getting a little frustrated over the fact that the miraculous box is about to be seen by a whole bunch of people, and in a desperate move she says that she doesn't want to be friends with any of them. Really kind of shocking them. Like, man, these past 3 episodes have been a punch to the gut for a lot of characters around here. And so, as all of her friends solemnly walk out, Marinette breaks down, thinking, well, at least now it'll be easier to be Ladybug, because without any friends, you don't really have to keep too many secrets. As all of the girls march out of the bakery dejected, Hawkmoth senses their collective despair and sends out an Akuma that possesses the friendship bracelet, and they are all dubbed the Gang of Secrets. It's one of the first, real multi-character akumatizations we've ever seen. Usually it's more of a sporadic thing here and there, but this is actually pretty intense. And so all 5 of them are taken over and are transformed back into Rena Rouge, Reflectica, Princess Fragrance, Timebreaker, and Horrificator. And as Marinette does her best to find a new hiding spot for the miraculous box, one that's a little bit more secure, in comes Lady Wi-Fi, saying that they'll force Marinette to be happy by having her reveal all of her secrets. So, thinking fast, and despite the dismay of Wise, Trix decides to use their illusionary powers despite not having a conduit, creating an illusion of Marinette who runs out of the house and to the school, which is apparently just next to Marinette's house? I don't think that's right. So it runs into the school and disappears, with Marinette thanking Trix for their quick thinking, transforming into Ladybug and getting ready to head out. But questions, hey, doesn't something catastrophic happen when one of you, Kwame, just use your power outside of the being inside of a miraculous? And Trix just says, well, hopefully it just ends up being something inside their mind because of my illusionary powers. It should be fine, only for us to see the Eiffel Tower basically doing a little jig, more or less. So, yeah, hopefully, once everything gets restored back to normal, things are kind of taken care of with all of that. And with reports of the Eiffel Tower basically doing some caramel dancing, Adrian is clued in that something bad is going on and that Ladybug might need his help. As Lady Wi-Fi heads into the local library, freezing people in place, Time Breaker starts stealing time from various different people that she touches, Horrificator continues to grow in size through scaring the bejesus out of people, and heading into the art class, Princess Fragrance controls the minds of the people as Reflectica transforms them into versions of herself, creating an army that'll head out and do their bidding. But they still need to find Marinette, so they head off across the city to locate her. As Cat Noir tries to get in contact with Ladybug, and Ladybug fills him in on the fact that this is all in an effort to find Marinette. And I love Cat Noir's response that it's just like, for someone so nice, she does certainly have a lot of people get akumatized around her. As Ladybug comes up with a plan that Cat Noir should go after Timebreaker to keep her from going back in time, as Ladybug does her best to distract the rest of the gang of secrets and try to find the akumatized object. So as Cat Noir squares off against Timebreaker, Ladybug manages to capture Lady Wi-Fi, breaking her phone, but unfortunately finding no Akuma wherein. And as the rest of the gang of secrets is clued in by Hawkmoth that Lady Wi-Fi has been captured, Cat Noir spots the rest of the gang of secrets heading over to Lady Wi-Fi's location. But Ladybug tries her best to appeal to the inner Alia within Lady Wi-Fi, saying that they're friends and that Alia should do her best in order to fight off Shadow Moth's possession. Shadow Moth does his best in order to convince Alia otherwise, but being the first to ever do so, Alia manages to break free of her akumatization, actually doing a little bit of recoil damage on Shadow Moth, and the comment from him that should be impossible. But Alia has managed to do it. She's broken free of the control, and has really shown the resolve that she has deep down. With the gang of secrets being informed of Lady Wi-Fi's betrayal, they all are sent in on Cat Noir to capture him and gain his Miraculous. Meanwhile, we see that Ladybug has picked up a new trick of her own, being able to summon Miraculous from within her yo-yo. This actually is a really great idea, as it cuts out the middleman of needing to go and grab a Miraculous. No, she can choose it on the fly and bring it out herself. And it cuts down on the chances of Shadow Moth being able to scope out where the holder of the guardian of the Miraculous keeps all of the Miraculous. It's a genius change, and I love it to bits. As Ladybug basically reveals to Alia that she is the new guardian of the Miraculous, but tells Alia to keep it on the down low. No putting that up on the Lady blog. And so, the rise of Rena Rouge is back again, as Cat Noir has been captured by the gang of secrets who are ready to take his Miraculous by taking over him with Princess Fragrance, much to the dismay of Rena Rouge and Ladybug. So, Ladybug brings out her lucky charm, which ends up being an inner tube, and Rena Rouge creates an illusion of Marinette in order to draw away the gang of secrets from holding down Cat Noir, much to the dismay of Shadow Moth. And so, Cat Noir has been freed, but Ladybug has a plan. She sends Cat Noir and Rena Rouge to the pool, as she says that she'll deal with the gang of secrets. And so she confronts them, as Timebreaker decides to go after Marinette, while Reflectica, Horrificator, and Princess Fragrance deal with Ladybug. And so, as honestly, Horrificator manages to capture Ladybug, Timebreaker is able to corner Marinette and go after him, only to be tricked into going right into the pool, thanks to the illusions of Rena Rouge and the inner tube lucky charm put around her waist by Cat Noir, allowing him to use his cataclysm to shatter the friendship bracelet and completely bring out the Akuma. And so Alex, Julika, Maylene, and Rose are all put back to normal, and Ladybug de-evilizes the Akuma. And seeing the friends reunited, Ladybug is kind of left a little bit dejected over everything that has happened, although is once again shown that she has some good friends in Rena Rouge and Cat Noir, much to the dismay of Hawkmoth, Shadowmoth, whatever, dude. And so Rena Rouge gives back her Miraculous, and Ladybug thanks her for being such a fabulous and great and reliable friend. Later on, all of Marinette's friends enter into her room in order for Marinette to at least try to give somewhat of an explanation as to what has been going on, with Marinette also ultimately saying that her situation is just that she wasn't able to deal with everything that was going on between her crush on Adrian and her relationship with Luca. She feels that she just wasn't ready for love ultimately, and has decided to just be friends with anyone that she ends up coming across, which is understandable. This is not the easiest thing, and when you can't reveal your secrets to the people closest to you, that can put a little bit of strain, but her friends are understanding and give her a great big hug in order to console her, saying that they'll be there for her no matter what. Though she's been ultimately forgiven by her friends, it's obvious she still has a lot on her mind, something that Alia immediately picks up on and stays behind in order to talk things out with her, saying that while she understands that Marinette might not want to tell everything to Alia, she says that she'll still be there for her. She won't pry or anything, but she just wishes that Marinette would at least tell her something. Something, because they're friends and she'll always be there for her. And Marinette, she has a breakdown. She can't reveal anything to Alia. It's not a burden she should have to put on Alia's shoulders. It's bigger than the two of them. It's bigger than the world. And, doing things differently, revealing what she has to say, it could really put them in a lot of trouble. But Alia lets her know that, hey, I'm here for you. No matter what. No matter what you have to say, it will never change how we feel about each other. How I feel about you. We will always be friends. And in a moment that absolutely floored me, and I mean it, it floored me when this happened. I was not expecting it. She reveals to Alia that she is Ladybug. And when I tell you this moment, the way they do Alia's face here, the emotions that you can see going over her face, from shock to immediate worry and sympathy, and the hug that she gives Marinette. No words are exchanged in that moment. She just gives her friend a hug because she knows her friend needs it. That this is what Marinette needs. Not a berating on lying or keeping secrets. If anyone would understand, it would be Alia. And I am so thankful for the animation team, the music team, the writers, the director, everyone for giving this moment the time it needed to just be there, to breathe, and to just be this nice moment of sympathy between two good friends. I love this moment. This is the greatest moment in this entire series. Beyond the action, beyond the romance, anything. This moment right here, mwah, beautiful. Well done. Kudos to everyone who worked on it, because this is all Marinette needed. With everything that's been going on, with having no one to talk to about her problems, all she needed was someone to just be there for her and show her just a little bit of sympathy. And I couldn't be happier. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think about all of this? The lead up to Marinette's breakdown, pretty much. Her constant feelings of not being able to tell anyone about her problems or what's going on ever since the loss of Master Fu. Do you feel that ultimately this was something that needed to happen? I'm surprised. I was always under the impression that the moment that Marinette told anyone about this, her mind would immediately be erased. She would have no memories. But apparently that's no longer the case. It was simply a kind of promissory system that was in place in order to keep things on the down low. And I'm glad because this is the first step towards having a real team going on. And I couldn't be happier. Ultimately, Alia cannot keep her miraculous beyond this because, Hawkmoth, Shadowmoth still knows that she is Rena Rouge, but regardless, I still love this moment, and it really should be Alia to have the revelation that Marinette is Ladybug. If no one else, it just should have always been Alia, and I'm glad it was. Because Alia was her friend from the beginning of the school semester. The first new best friend she made after everything. Alia has been ride or die for so long, I really believe this is the best choice. Yes, it's a bit of a danger, but at the same time, Marinette's mental health was just as much of a danger in and of itself. So tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you like this video, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, bell, what have you, and let me know how you feel. How are you feeling good about Marinette spilling the beans? Do you feel that she never should have? That she should have been stronger about all of that? And do you feel that her friends ultimately put a lot more danger on the world by trying to get her to give up the secrets? And I think it's pretty funny that in trying to desperately get the secret from Marinette through force, it was through just being a good friend that all you was able to get the secret that she so craved. But until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.